Hey, Maximizers, and welcome to my live. If this is your first time watching me, going live from bed does not always go as planned. But if this is your first time watching me, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Crystal, aka Crystal Maximizer, and I am a content coach. I help product based business owners create consistent content that converts into sales for them. Oh my gosh. I help product based business owners create consistent content that converts for them. I help them create a content strategy so that they don't have to run ads and they don't have to pay influencers. I'm sorry, my light is like to the side, so I look a little dark on TikTok. So let me just like turn a little bit. So y'all, I didn't messed up my intro. So we're gonna introduce ourselves again. I'm a content coach and I help product based business owners create consistent content that converts into consistent sales so that they do not have to pay influencers or run ads. Okay. I need to move my light. Okay. So y'all gonna have to pause with me because the lighting is gonna make me so mad. Ah! So this is the time when going live from bed does not work in our favor. Okay. So hold on while I move the light. And y'all can look at my lovely door. Just hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's what we need. The light. Okay. I think I had the light on the lowest setting. And I was like, why do I look dark? Oh my gosh. My Instagram phone does not want us to be great. I'm sorry, I'm giving y'all whiplash. Hey, dearie. Okay, let's see if I can get my life together. This is what I get for being lazy and going live from the bed. But your girl likes to be lazy. Okay, y'all. Sorry. I had to fix my light, and I'm giving Instagram a full whiplash. So sorry if you're watching Instagram. Okay, see, I look much. Oh my god. I'm Crystal, and welcome to my live. Okay, I'm going live from the bed because I'm trying to be comfortable, and it's just not working. But I ain't moving. I'm staying right here. So let's fluff my pillows back up. You love my hair. Thank you. I finally took the twist out. And I'm about to take my time and twist it again. Anyways, I see a bunch of y'all joining, and I'm just ranting and raving. So, again, for the 80th millionth time, I am Crystal, aka Crystal Maximizer. I am a content coach. I help product based business owners create consistent content that converts into consistent sales so that they do not have to pay influencers or run ads to make sales in their business. I have been creating content on social media since 2018. I started my first YouTube channel teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to save money. 2020, my client said, "Hey, Crystal, teach us how to start a side hustle, teach us how to start a YouTube channel, teach us how to make money." 2020, I officially started teaching women how to make money. I absolutely fell in love. My business coach was like, "Hey, Crystal, come help me coach my people make money." And I was like, "Me?" Fell in love. I coached for hours and hours and hours. In 2023, Crystal said, "I want to focus on helping women make more money because nothing bad happens when women make more money. You make more money, you can make more impact. I don't care what anybody says. Having more money solves 90% of your problems. You have the ability to pay for convenience. You have the ability to buy the things that you want. You have the ability to pay for help. You have the ability to pay to outsource. You have the ability to generally be happier because you have the access to the things that you want, like, and need easier without the stress. Okay. So 90% of your problems can get solved if you make more money. So starting a business can be to your benefit if that's something that you want to do, right? It's not going to solve everything because there's still inner work you got to do, therapy you got to do, self awareness. Steffi says, yes, it just makes life easier. Absolutely. 1000%. 90% of the problems will be solved if we make more money. Okay. So I decided I'm being a business coach. And then this year I decided I'm specifically focusing on content. Why am I focusing on content? I posted close to 2,000 videos on YouTube. 2,000 since 2018. Between my free live streams, like the one you're watching right now, and the paid live streams that I did in my membership for 4 years, I've gone live close to 1,000 times. I did the math. Free lives on social media, 600 times. And then I was going live 2 to 3 times a week for 2 years. So that's like 10 lives a month just in my paid group. And then there was a time where I was going live even more than that. There was a time where I was going live like 4 times a week in a paid group for almost a year. So when I went back to my math and I looked at that combined with my Instagram lives and my TikTok lives I did before I started doing them all together, it's close to 1,000. Close. It's like in that 800-ish range. And I was flabbergasted that I had gone live that many times. So I've gone live close to 1,000 times. I am a content machine. For a year and a half, I posted a YouTube video, 20 to 30 minutes every single day. At the core of this, I love content. That's why I'm a content coach. Okay. One thing that I help my clients with, even when it comes to their content, is I help them with pricing. Content is my jam, but I still am a business coach. And there's certain things you have to have in line for your content to work. If the back office of your business is a mess, if your offer isn't clear, your product isn't clear, and your product isn't priced appropriately, you can have the best content in the world and no one's going to be able to buy from you because you don't have processes or systems or any of that. So tonight, I want to talk about pricing your products. And I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about my struggles with pricing my services over the years, because I sell services. I do not sell a physical or even a digital product, okay? I sell services. I sell memberships. I sell workshops. I sell boot camps. I sell one-on-one coaching. Right now, the only way you can work with me is one-on-one coaching, right? But in the past, I've sold services. I sold maybe like 10 or 12 t-shirts, but I've never sold a physical product. I sold one course. I made $1,000 selling one course. And other than that, I've sold just like classes, okay? But pricing products is so important. I feel like pricing products, in my opinion, is more important than pricing services. Services don't cost me a lot to create. Most of that money that you pay with a service is going to Crystal because it doesn't cost me a lot to make it, right? It don't cost me nothing for one-on-one coaching. I pay yearly for my Zoom. Voxer is free. My email's free. I do pay for my email service provider. I pay for Canva. So I have a couple of like yearly things that I pay for. But at the core of it, services don't cost a lot. Products cost a lot more to create. So tonight we're talking about pricing. Now that my 15-minute rant is over about who I am, who I help, I want to know who is here. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country are you watching from? Tell me, what do you sell? Business owners, what do you sell? What's your product or your service that you sell? Let me know in the comments. I am live on all of my platforms right now, 2 YouTube channels, Instagram, TikTok, and my Facebook business page. So if you see my eyes darting around, that's why. So where are you watching from? I'm in Orlando. Steffi's also in Orlando. Hey, Steffi, thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for your gifts. Thank you so much for your follow. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who dropped me a gift and a like. TikTok was going so fast. Let me scroll back. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. So I'm in Orlando and I already told y'all about me. So tell me more about you. Where are you watching from and what product do you sell? If you don't sell a product, let me know if you want to start a business or you're just here to hear me rant, which is cool too. Day is here from New York. Hey, Day, thank you so much for joining. Kurt is here. Hey, Kurt. Kurt is in Columbus, Ohio. A silk and dry flower arrangement for all occasions. I have not heard of a silk flower. So is that like made out of silk material? If so, that is very interesting. Very interesting. IHN Gift Shop. Thank you so much for joining. She sells body products. I'm just judging from your picture. She sells body products, body oils, bath salts, custom glasses, and gift sets, t-shirts, and apparel. Okay. products, a lot of different products in your gift shop. Thank you so much for joining. Kurt says, yes, that's awesome. You just came across my FYP and you're just tuning in. Well, thank you, Steffi. I appreciate it. Is it Stephanie? Because it looks like Steffi, but I think it's Stephanie with a Y. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you popping on, okay? I appreciate you for popping on. I also have a service, a mentorship program. That's amazing. How's it going for you? So we're going to talk about tips to price your products, okay? So I will be selling social skills mastery course and a shadow work journal and coloring book. Love it. Yes, like Stephanie. Okay, cool, Stephanie. All right, Day. That's awesome. A social skills mastery course. I feel like a lot of people need that. A lot of people need that for sure. And shadow work is very important. Okay. So we're going to talk about pricing your products. When you're pricing your products, the number one thing I want you to remember, you cannot price your products based on what you think people will pay for it. I'll say it again. Do not price your products based on what you think people will pay for it. I want to say it was Tiffany's, and I want to say that they were selling a paper clip that costs 4 figures. They were selling a paper clip for $1,000. A paper clip. Okay? There are customers at every price point. Now, I do agree that if you have a certain customer base, if your customer is used to spending $20 to $50 and you are introducing a product that's $500, that is out of the price range of your customer base. If they're used to $50 to $150 and you come out with something that's $500, it's probably not going to go over well to that customer base. If you have a customer base that's used to $500 to $1,000 and you introduce something that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, that's probably out of the range of your customer base. But you just arbitrarily, with no data, as my biz bestie would say, saying that, like, I think people will pay $20 for this, so I'm just going to price my handmade candle at $20 with no data, no research, no nothing, is not going to work for you. I'm going to tell you why. People shop at the dollar store. People shop at Neiman Marcus. People shop at places where they pay $1,000 for a t-shirt. There is a customer for the price point of your products. You may not be in front of them at the current moment, but there is a customer that buys at every single price point. But what I want to strongly suggest for you, do not arbitrarily pick a price out of the sky and say, this is what my product is priced on. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Your price of your product needs to be based on how much it costs to make and the value of the transformation your ideal customer will receive once they use the product. What is your ideal customer getting out of the product? And what is that monetary value? Okay. And most importantly, how much does it cost to make the product? Okay. So that is tip number 1. What is the price that it costs to make the product? We are going to use something easy that I talk about a lot. We're going to use candles as the example. When I say how much does it cost to make the candle, you have to break the price down. Now, if you are white labeling means you buy candles from someone else, you put your name on the candles, add some jus or something to it, and then you sell the candle. That's white labeling. But if you are in your house mixing up the wax and the wicks, when it comes to pricing, this is what I suggest you do. For each product that you use, for each ingredient that you use, you got to do the math. When you buy that thing of wax, out of a wax that costs you $100, how many candles can you make from that wax? Right? How many candles can you make from that wax? And do the math. So if you can make 50 candles from a bag of wax that costs you $100, that means it costs $2 for each candle to be made from that wax. If the wicks cost you $1 for every candle, right? So now the wax is $2, the wick is $1. The plastic casing that the candle goes on, let's just say that's another $1. Okay, I'm just randomly picking things, but does this make sense? Yes or no? So based on how much it costs to buy the ingredient, you do the math to see how many candles can I get from this ingredient. Well, Crystal, how will I know that? Well, one, you know how much wax do you need per candle and how much wax is in the bag. You got to do a little bit of the math. But I need you to get this nitty gritty. Why is this important? Because sometimes when people arbitrarily pick a price, let's just say we went through it and it costs $6 to make the candle. We cannot sell the candle for $8 because it costs $6 to make the candle. And we haven't even added in supplies, support, and you paying yourself. Now, I have a little bit of a unorthodox approach to this because when I'm thinking about pricing a product and when I'm thinking about helping people, I'm thinking about the small business owner who is making these candles in her kitchen. This is a side hustle in addition to her 9-to-5. She has a main way to pay her bills, but she's cooking up these candles on the side to make a little extra, meaning you deserve to make money from your candle. So right now we're talking about just how much does it cost physically to put your product together. Okay? Does this make sense? So you got to do the math for every single ingredient that goes towards your product. How much for each ingredient? Okay? Next, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Next, when it comes to pricing your product, how much are your supplies, your support, internet, equipment, anybody that's helping you, paper, shipping? How much is anything else that contributes to the product being able to be delivered to the customer? So we have the physical materials and ingredients that it takes to make the product. Then you have like the supporting features because you have to buy other supplies. So maybe you got to buy bowls, you got to buy spoons, you got to buy ink for your printer to print out the shipping labels. You buy the plastic things to print the shipping labels. You have to pay for a shipping platform. You got to pay for a website if you're paying for a website. Like, what are the other things that you have to pay for that you are going to want to take some of that money from that candle and put, quote unquote, back into your business to cover the cost? So, for example, hey, Shakira, for example, when I create a service, I like to add in an admin fee. I like to add in a supply fee, a service fee, so that I know, like, from everything that I sell, $5 goes towards my services, meaning $5 from everything I sell is going to cover my cost for Canva, my cost for Zoom, anything that has to do with me putting that service on, that $5 is going to them, right? If it's something that my team member has to help me with, I'm going to put $5 to $10 for everything that I sell to go towards my team member. I've done the math to see if I have X amount of clients in the year and I have X amount of yearly expenses and monthly expenses. This is how much I need to make from each client to cover those. Does this make sense? Yes or no? On TikTok, tap the screen, everywhere else. Let me know if this makes sense in the comments. So you got to, again, do your math and always round up to your benefit. So let's just say for supplies, support, and everything, that's around another $5-ish that you need to add to the price of the candle. So far, it costs $6 in materials and $5 in supplies. We're at $11 for this big AF candle. Okay. Next. Now, this is where I feel like some people don't do. This is where I feel like some business owners leave themselves out of this. And I'm going to be so real with y'all right now. As a small business owner, this is a controversial, hot topic, unpopular opinion. I believe that if you are selling a physical product that you made with your blood, sweat, and tears, or you sourced with your blood, sweat, and tears, you should make money from the day you make a sale. So my next tip is when it comes to pricing your product, you decide on day one, how much do you want to make from everyone that you sell? And not wholeheartedly. Even if you sell one candle, you should pay yourself. It really makes me sick to my stomach when someone's like, I have a business, it's not profitable. No, I'm not paying myself. I'll never forget, I was at a conference and someone was like, yeah, such and such, Crystal, are you paying yourself? And I broke my neck and I looked at them and I was like, I wouldn't be able to be here if I didn't pay myself. There is no way that once I start making money, like someone is paying me for a product or service, that I'm not paying myself. Does this make sense? Yes or no? You should decide in the early stages of your business, how much do you want to make from each product? And it can be low. It could be $2, more than $1, $3, $5, $100, $1,000. When I create a service, I'm thinking about the value of the transformation, and I'm thinking about how much do I want to make from each client that I serve in this area, because I deserve to get paid. From this, if someone's going to buy something, I deserve to get paid. Okay? So remember, we're at $11 right now. Let's just say that you want to make $4 for every candle that you make. For every candle that you sell. So 11 plus 4 is 15. Now we're at $15 for the price of your candle. This is important because this is your base bare minimum price. You cannot sell your candle for less than $15 because if you do, you lose money. Does this make sense? If you sell it for less than $15, the first place you're going to take from is your labor. So now you are not paying yourself. Would you clock in for a 9 to 5 that's actually making money and you get nothing? No. We need to treat ourselves and our businesses with the same respect. Now, granted, in the beginning of your business, you are going to work for free. If no one's paying you and you're just getting started and you're getting all your ducks in a row and you're marketing and you're building your audience, you are working for free. But at the first time that someone pays you money for a product or a service, you should pay yourself. I told my one client, I said, I don't care if you just make $5 for each one of your products sold. And you sold 3 of them, you made $15. It starts there. You have to start from a place of like, I'm going to pay myself. And it's going to make you feel good. Okay, you know what? I got to pay myself $150 this week. Or I got to pay myself $1,000 this week. You know what? This week I only got to pay myself $250 and it's okay. I'm going to sell more next week. It's like an incentive for you. Okay. As your business grows, you can change to percentages and things of that nature and pay yourself a salary. But when you are cooking up your candles in the kitchen, you need a very basic and easy model to make sure that you are getting paid for your service. Okay. So your bare minimum price is $15. Now let's go a step further. Because if you're like me and you want to offer a coupon, a discount, or eventually a bundle, right? So if each candle is $15 and you want to offer a bundle where you can get 3 candles for $40, that's $5 off. But remember, that's going below your bare minimum. That's going to come out of your labor. So what I like to suggest to my clients, add in a buffer. Add in a buffer for if you want to offer a discount, a promotion, or if the price of the materials or anything goes up, you have a buffer that doesn't eat into your labor. Because the easiest thing to do is to not pay yourself, because you got to pay for the materials. You have to pay for the things that you need to make the candles and to get the candles out, shipped and whatever. You got to pay for gas to drive to the post office. You got to buy boxes or things for the candles to be put in, right? You've got to make sure that all of those expenses are covered in your business. So the first thing you cut back on is always your labor. Give yourself a buffer. So we're going to add a $5 buffer. So that way, if we do any sort of bundles, if you want to run a promotion, if you want to offer a discount, you have a $5 buffer per candle to work with. Does this make sense? So now the price of our candle is $20. But we can't sell that candle for less than $15. So that means we ain't doing no 50% off sales on our candles because we'd effectively be losing a lot of money. Does this make sense to you? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. I see some likes on TikTok. Thank y'all. Does this make sense? You got to do the math. And you got to make sure that your expenses are included in the price. Everything should be baked into the price of your product. Everything should be baked, including your labor, including what you want to make from each product that you serve. Jesus, I can't talk. Each product that you sell. Let's see what else I have over here. Lastly, do not compare your prices to your competitors. You obviously want to do market research to see what the market is doing. If you're selling a similar product and everybody else is selling their product for $50 and you're selling your product for $20, there may be some room for you to increase your price. If your customer base is already accustomed to spending $50, putting yourself at $20 puts yourself as a disadvantage. Even if you undercut your competitors and go to $35, you're still kind of close to them. If everyone in your market is charging $20 and you're charging $125, you might need to move to a different customer base, because the customer base that you have, like we talked about in the beginning, they're accustomed to $20. $125 is way out of their reach. So look at your competitors for market research, but do not compare yourself, because you also have a secret sauce. So if your candle is valued at $125 for how much it costs, the ingredients that you use, all of that, then you've got to build an audience of people who are okay with spending $125 on a candle, because they do exist. Okay. But I don't want you to compare yourself to your competitors in the sense of like, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I wish I could. No. When you do your math, what is the cost of your candle? What is the value that it's given to your audience? What is the value that it's giving to your customer? And based on that, am I aligned in the market? But we don't want to compare ourselves to feel bad about ourselves. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my brain. I hope I'm clearly articulating. Do your market research, but your price is your price based on the factors that we have determined. Now, I have raised the price to be competitive with my competitors, because if my audience is okay with paying $50, they can get basically three of my $20 candles for that price. I'm gonna increase my price a little bit to help make myself a little bit more money. That can't hurt. Okay. So those are my core tips for pricing your products. I would love to know what questions you have. Sprinkle some secret sauce on it. Yes. Because your candles, I have a client who was making skincare. All of her products were like organic. All of her products were like without water. So they cost more because she's not using the cheap artificial products that cost a lot less. Hey, Sora, thank you so much for joining. She wasn't using the artificial products that cost less. She was using really high quality. So I'm like, you don't have a $10 product. You have a $30 product because your ingredients cost a lot more. So your secret sauce is that you have high quality, all natural, all organic ingredients. That's a part of your secret sauce. So it costs more. Like, she physically can't sell her products for $10 because one of her oils that she puts in there, the amount that she puts in costs $6. There's no way she could sell it for $10. She's basically losing money. She's telling the truth. I have a premium product line and I charge $16 for a 4-ounce tray. Yes, because you use high quality products. And you have to make money from the product. We're not out here not paying ourselves. Okay. She said, I do this with each order because I use different materials each time. I do have a price list, but understood. Now, if you're doing custom orders, you have a starting price. I would still to a certain extent with custom orders say, This is the base packages that I offer, right? So you start at base package A, and then everything that you add on adds on to the price. So at least you're like, I got, package A, B, and C. This is what they include. And if you need to change, rearrange, update, these are the changes and the additions that you can add. And this is how it adds to your price point. But at least you have some sort of base to start with, right? And then if they a la carte add stuff in, they're like, okay, if I add this, it's $10. If I add this, it's $20. If I add this, it's $35. So we started at 100. Now we're at 155 because of all the stuff I added on for a custom order, right? So we got to do this math. I also want to give y'all an example of once upon a time, my mother is a seamstress. She's been sewing for like, I want to say 50 years, but she's been sewing since middle school. So low key, it's probably been 50 years. But anywho, my mother's been sewing for a ridiculous amount of years. And once upon a time, her and her sister decided they want to sell cakes and plates at church. And when they were selling the food, I asked my mom, like, well, how much is like a scoop of mac and cheese? And she was like, oh, it's $2. And I was like, well, how much does it cost to make the tray of mac and cheese? Well, I don't know, this and that and this and that. Long story short, by the time her and my aunt scooped a scoop of mac and cheese, they were making like 20 cents each. 20 cents each. I said, is this the best use of your time? Because you ain't making no money. You doing these events, you outside, you're selling. And you and your sister, after paying for all the food, walking away with $20 or $30 each for hours of work. Not to mention you cook the food. Then you go into a place and selling the food. And you walking away with less than $50 a day. Like, that's less than minimum wage. Because you spent hours cooking the food. Then you spent hours selling the food. And she was like, you know what? You right. I said, food service is the hardest. Because it takes a lot of energy and food is expensive. Food is expensive. So if you got to charge more. And if people don't want to pay, then hey, go to the market and cook your own food. Oh, I see some people on YouTube. Hi, Steph B. Catching it late, but it makes sense. Almost the same concept as a nail service. They have a base price and then charge for each add-on. Yes, nail salons have a base price and charge for each product. Yes, thank you so much for joining on YouTube. So my mother and my aunt quickly, well, my mother specifically, stopped selling plates because it did not make sense for her to do that. That's how it is with my ribbon socks. I'm so confused because IDK. Okay. Oh, I think we talked the other night, but I'd love to chat with you about it. So you got to look at how much does it cost for the socks and how much does it cost for the ribbons to make a pair, right? So how much is one pair of socks cost you? And then how much ribbon do you need, right? Because if you have like 100 yards of ribbon, how much ribbon do you need for each pair of shoes? And let's just say hypothetically it's $1.50. So we round up to $2 for the ribbon and $2 for the sock. Your bare minimum price is $4. And that's just for the ribbons and the socks. That's not for any other materials or anything else that you use. Plus, how much do you want to make for each pair of ribbon socks that you sell? And when we have our sales call, we can dig into that. And I know you said you were going to book a strategy session soon, so we can definitely dig into that a little bit more. But at the basics, how much is all of your products to make the product, your ingredients, your materials, and then the services? Yes. Steph B says, then the cost of utilities used to cook the food. Yes. When I say your service fees, you got to run electricity. You got to run water. You got to wash dishes. You got to buy pots, pans, all of that shit. Even if you're using your stuff from home, like you still had to pay for that stuff. Stuff is going to break, melt. You're going to expensive. Serve safe kitchens, certifications for certain things. It's expensive. So you got to make sure that your price is inclusive of all of that. I see some comments on TikTok. Let me scroll back. I just got Printify because I was tired of inventory. And I can understand that as well. You just want to make sure that you're making what you want to make on Printify. But hey, the other thing I'm going to say about this, what works for you works for you. Take what you need from me, discard the rest. Take what works for you, Make it work for you, discard the rest. Because the way that you run your business, Kay, is going to be different from the way that Stephanie runs her business, and different from Rainbows and Toes, how she runs her business, and how I run my business. But we can all have similar themes, like similar things that we do, but we still just do it differently. So if Printify works best for you, use Printify, sis. I understand. Why Crystal doesn't have a product-based business? Because I don't want to package and ship. I want to be able to have my laptop, my phone, and internet and work from anywhere. I've coached clients from the beach, from the car, from the airport, from a conference room, from a vending hall. I've coached people everywhere. I haven't coached on the plane, but I've done work for coaching on the plane. But I've coached my clients from all over the place. Okay? I don't want a product-based business. I like selling services. When I work with my sorority sister, my side hustle, which I'm gonna be doing this weekend, she has a product-based business. And believe me, I get my taste of product-based businesses. Okay. I get my taste of working with her. And working with her has shown me I don't want to do this. Maybe a little something, but no. Working with her, it's a lot. Then people be scamming, they ain't get their product, they be breaking their product, trying to bring stuff back. Whoo, child. Product-based businesses are not for the weak. They take a lot of time, a lot of patience, especially if you are hand making or creating stuff. Child, I don't want a product-based business. So you got to make sure that your price is worth it. You have to make sure that the price that you are putting out there is making it worth your while. And there has been times when my sorority sister will be like, this costs this. I want to sell it for this. And I'll be like, let's increase. She got this bomb Stanley Cup. And she told me a price. And I was like, we need to charge you a little bit more. And we charged more. And I sold the whole damn box. The whole box was gone like hotcakes. Now she would have made a lot less money. But because I was like, well, they paid this price for this cup. And they paid this price for this cup. This is a custom cup. We could charge a little bit more. We added $10 to the price. Hotcakes. She sold a whole box. She made a couple extra $1,000, a couple extra $100 just from that small price increase. And then the accessories, because people want to bling out the Stanley Cup. So we got everything. We got bottom covers, straw covers. We got all the accessories. By the time it's accessories, they didn't spend $50, $60 on a Stanley Cup and accessories. Get your money, because this business is not for the weak. And I've just seen working with her, because previous to working with her, I hadn't worked firsthand inside of a product-based business. I mean, I'm up in her warehouse. I travel with her. Working with her has allowed me to see product-based businesses at a different level. And I've been working with her for almost 3 years now. And baby, I've learned so much and seen so much about product-based businesses. Okay. So please feel free to drop your question. She said you're a vet in the game. So I have been coaching since 2018, business coaching officially since 2020. And running businesses officially since 2017. Oh, wait, come on, TikTok. Let me go to your question, Kay. Kay said, I understand it's hard to get that clientele for me, but I would love to have a service. Kay's Loops and Prints. What do you mean it's hard to get that clientele? What kind of clients are you looking for, and why do you feel like it's hard? What kind of clients are you looking for, and why do you feel like it's hard? TikTok is going so fast. I would love to have a service, okay? So please drop your questions about pricing. And because I'm the content coach, questions about creating content for your business, okay? Now, if this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments, was this helpful, yes or no? And if you would like more help, there's 2 things I would love for you to do. Number 1, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Build a Business with Chris. It's Build a Business with KRYS. I post weekly videos on how to start and grow your business around content mostly. And then I also, all of my live replays are there. So if you're watching on TikTok, My live replays are on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is a great hub for all the things. Okay. Second thing, if you're a business owner and you need help in your business, whether it's pricing, but specifically content and sales is my jam, go book a sales call with me so we can chat about working together. I have various one-on-one packages available, but what I want to do is I want to help you see where you are, where you want to get to, and then I will help you bridge that gap with content and sales and back in business to help you get where you want to be in your business. Because a lot of times you need help. I didn't know what I didn't know. And when I hired my business coach, completely changed my life and my mindset. I didn't know what I was doing when it came to running an online business. Okay. Steph says, I'm so glad I caught you live. No matter when or what time you release a live video, you're always super positive and oh, I appreciate you saying that. That is so sweet. She said you're always super positive and rooting for us. I first subscribed to you on Primary on budgeting and couponing. Yes, I have since switched my niche from couponing and budgeting to business coaching around content and sales. But thank you so much for your kind words. I really, really, really appreciate that so much. Thank you. I would love to just have a service-based business. However, I feel like where I'm from, it's difficult to have consistent clients. Okay. So, are you if blah, 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 blah. I have too many questions and my brain thinks faster than I can speak. Okay. So, one thing that I will say when it comes to having a business, it's always okay to pivot. And when it comes to having a business, do something that you love. If you want to have a service-based business, ask yourself, what would having a service-based business look like? And how can I do that? Are you looking to have an in-person service? Because where you live doesn't matter if you're okay with virtual services. Let me know what you think. Because it's 2024 and your location does not have to dictate your success anymore. We have social media and you can get clients around the world if you so desire when it comes to services. So I want you to remember that. Virtual is better. Okay, so that solves your problem. You don't need to have the people around you be your clients because you can build an audience on social media and sell to them. Simple. Our location no longer dictates our success. It doesn't. So if you want to have a service, get out a notebook and write down, this is what I want my service to be. This is how I want to help people. When it comes to services, it's really focusing on what problem do I want to solve. Consistency is my issue. Okay. Well, I would love to chat with you, Kay. If you want to go ahead and book a sales call, we can chat about where you are, where you want to go, and I would let you know what it would look like if we work together to help you get there. Because consistency is an issue for a lot of people. Consistency is an issue for a lot of people, and it takes a while to get used to showing up for yourself and in your business. But it also starts with you deciding what consistency looks like for you. So I'm going to put my TikTok leads form here. So what you can do is put your name, your email, and your phone number on my TikTok leads form, and I'll add you to my email list. When you get added to the email list, you will get a link to watch my YouTube channel and subscribe. And you will also get a link to book a free sales call. And then the sales call is basically a consultation for us to talk about what it would look like to work together. I will share with you the packages based on what you need. I will share with you the packages that are best for you. And we go from there. So if you fill out the leads form, it's also linked on my page on TikTok. You can get the link to join. You'll get on my email list, excuse me, and you will get the link to book a sales call. Okay? Any other questions? Y'all have been great. Y'all have been great tonight. I'm tired. I am beat. I can tell you that. I've had a long but productive day. Um, and my Biz Bestie is here. Biz Bestie, what's happening tomorrow? And let me tell y'all this. Let's brag on my Biz Bestie for a second. I always wanted a business bestie. I always wanted a business friend. And I would go to so many conferences and I'm like on the lookout and I would see other people had biz besties and I was just like, I need a business person. I had a business coach. I was like, but I need someone who like gets me and someone I can talk to and someone who we can encourage and motivate each other. And I joined this program. And I'm convinced that the only reason why I joined this program was to find my biz bestie. Because even though I was in Baltimore for a long time, I feel like our paths would not have crossed outside of that program. And I think we're going on to what, almost 4 years, because we started being business besties in early 2021. It was 2021 because I was still in Baltimore. Yeah, it was 2021 because that's when I joined that program. I'm convinced that I only joined that program to find her because I didn't really need everything in that program. Like I was coached really well by my coach. I loved the person who ran that program. I loved her energy. She was so motivational. She got me together a few times, but at the core of it, I didn't necessarily need to be in that program because the program that I was in with my coach was giving me most of that. But I loved, getting them smacks from her, good smacks that I needed. But I found my biz bestie. And we've talked pretty much every single week since we connected. And I'm so happy. She's an introvert though. And I seen on Instagram, and she says this too, like extroverted people will be like, hey, you gonna be my friend. And you just like, okay. And that's what happened. Like, I was like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. Like, do you want to join? I tried to start like a little mastermind of coaches. And she was like, yeah. And there was other people. Man, after that first meeting, it wasn't no more other people. It was just me and her. And that's just how it happened. And I love her. And like, we're friends in real life now. So it's cool. And whenever I'm in Baltimore, we meet up at the Starbucks. So get you a biz bestie. And yes, I'm going to Disney. But yes, I love you, D. Thanks for being here for me. Thanks for coaching me, smacking me together. Okay. And she's much wiser than me in a lot of areas. And yeah, I appreciate all of your support for business and life. I do. I do appreciate you. So get you a biz bestie. So how exactly what I said, joining programs. Now I have plenty other, I would say, business friends and like business associates, like people that like if I needed something, bounce an idea off, or people who reach out to me, people I give referrals to. I've met those people, but literally it's been through programs and events, whether virtual or in person. Because the program that we were in together was a virtual program. We met virtually, then we met in person. And it was just ironic that she lived in Baltimore. But I've met people in person at events. Like I've gone to conferences, I've gone to one-day events, networking events. That's how you meet and connect with people. And I met other business friends that I met in person at conferences, and now we're like on Instagram and we talk to each other and stuff. But like joining programs, going to events, that's how you're going to meet and connect with people. Okay? So I need people like that in my life. Yes, we all do. Okay, one other thing I'm going to say, and I seen a TikTok clip of a girl saying this earlier. When you are running a business, you have to surround yourself with business-minded people, people who understand. Because there are people who are just like 9 to 5 blockers on. They don't have the creative brain or the capacity to even think about anything business. And then you have the hybrids where it's like, I have a 9 to 5, but I'm grinding on my business. And then you have the people who are like, I don't got a 9 to 5 no more, or I never had one. Because I've met people who never had a 9 to 5. They went straight into a business, right? You got to be around business people, because a 9 to 5er or someone who doesn't have a business branded mindset will kill your dream and defeat you real fast. So you got to be careful and mindful of who you talk to. Your friends and family, 9 times out of 10, are not going to be your ideal clients, and 9 times out of 10 are not going to be able to support you in the way that you need in your business. Thankfully, my family is very supportive. I could do something wild, and my mother would be like, "Well, I'm here. If it don't work out, I'm here for you, and if it works out, I'm clapping for you." Okay? You have to surround yourself. And how do you find those people? Join programs, go to events, virtual and in person. Put yourself out there. You got to be around those people. Like my biz bestie, she gets it. So, like, I can have a spiral and I be spiraling. I can have a great day and have a great day. She gets my business brain. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody understands. Your spouse, your family, your siblings, they don't get it. And your dream and your thoughts and your it's not safe with them simply because they're just not the right person for it. That's the biggest reason why I craved a biz bestie, because I'm like, I need somebody. I'm in Alabama and that's not here. Love that. Your mom is a jewel. Yeah. So that's why virtually you can find your biz bestie virtually. You can find your biz bestie on the internet, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook groups. Oh my God. Join a Facebook group in your niche. A lot of great people in Facebook groups who have the business minded mindset. And those are the people you want to talk to. Me and my biz bestie bounce ideas off each other, even though we've been in separate coaching programs. She had a coach. I don't got a coach at this moment, but I had a coach for 5.5 years. We have our coaches, and then we have our time with each other. And then we help and coach each other as well. And we're like, oh, my coach said this, and my coach said this, and I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try that. Or I'm not going to try this. Or she said this, but I don't know. I'm going to implement it, but I'm a little. And we motivate and we encourage each other. But we get where we are. So you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself around those kind of people that are going to motivate you and encourage you. Kay says yes. Danielle says yes. I try so hard to focus and then thrown off because no one around me understands my mindset. And this is also where I'm a coach, but I believe in coaching. This is also where coaching comes into play, because this was me in the beginning. It wasn't until I hired my business coach that I realized mindset is everything. And I wasn't aware of that. And me and my sister had to talk about mindset today, like just from growing up as kids and our parents, etc. But I didn't realize that mindset was such a big thing. And in business, you got to be tough. Okay. And it took me years to figure out this mindset thing. So this is where coaching comes into play. This is where having someone who's been where you are and done what you wanting to do, who can help guide you through the process. And for me, I'm the coach. You can cry with me. You can scream with me. You can tell me you want to quit every day. I get it. But we're going to talk you out of it. I'm going to give you tools and help you figure out how to not feel like you want to quit every day. And we're going to get through it. But you need that motivation and support. And guess what, y'all? You got to pay for that. You got to pay for a mentor. You got to pay for a coach. You got to pay for a therapist. So when I first invested in my business coach, it was $1,000 a month. Did I have $1,000 a month to pay a business coach? Absolutely not. The only thing I ever paid $1,000 for was my car. My rent was $1,000 and my college tuition. But I knew that I needed more help than what I could give myself, because I didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew I didn't know a lot. You have to invest in yourself, the time and the money, to get the help that you need. My income doubled every year that I had my coach in the beginning. I didn't know what I didn't know, and it was holding me back. So join that program. And you need more than a course. I'm on my coaching high horse now. You need more than a course. A pre-recorded course is not going to it'll give you the basics, but you need to talk to somebody. A coach, a mentor, a therapist, wherever you are in life and business, go for that. Okay? So if you're like, Crystal, I hear you, I'm ready to get a coach, you might be the one. Book a free sales call. It's no obligation. It's for us to check to see if we're going to work together. I'm going to give you the plan of what we can do when we work together, and you can decide. I got packages as low as $249. Rent, right? At least it's tax deductible. Yes, and your coaching is tax deductible. Tax deductible. All your coaching, tax deductible. Okay? Yeah, it was scary. but it was one of the best investments I've ever made. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on coaching. It was some of the best money I ever spent. I've spent close to $10,000 going to in-person events when you include travel, hotels, price of the events. Because in 2019, your girl went to hella events and then the pandemic happened. And then I went to other events in 2022. Then I've done a few local events, not too many. But in 2019, before that pandemic hit, I probably spent $5,000 on events, in-person stuff. Like, I wasn't playing. And I got some amazing opportunities from those in-person events. I spent the money. This is also something. You have to, a lot of times, pay to be in the room, to be around the people that you need to see. I would not have had a lot of those opportunities if I didn't pay to be in the room. You got to pay to get access. Remember, we were talking about making more money solves 90% of your problems? Because if you can pay to be in the room with the people you need to conversate with, people that you need help from, I've spent a lot of money and I've got a lot of opportunities because I was in the room. I paid to be in the room. And it is what it is. And some things like that is nowhere around. You could find your biz bestie in that room. You could find your next business partner in that room. And hell, you can find your next clients in that room. I know I'm far off from products, but that was a word. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? You got to spend money to make money. In some instances, you absolutely do. And I also think about it as an investment in yourself. The mindset work that I've learned from being in business completely changed my life. And coaching brought that to me. That's not something I was taught at home. It's not something I was taught at school. Even though I have a human services degree with a focus where I did a whole counseling focus. We was not in there talking about mindset and positive self-talk. We did not talk about that in counseling. We did not talk about how your thoughts can manifest into good or not so good. We didn't talk about how your brain is going to find the evidence to prove that what you think is right. So if you think negative all the time, your brain is going to give you all the evidence to be like, yep, you are right. It's bad. And if you think positive, your brain is going to be like, oh my gosh, you're right. This is everything that you need. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody taught me that until I paid thousands of dollars from a business coach. That was just my experience. That's just me. I had to invest a lot of money to learn some things, and I am not mad at all. I spent a lot of money on college, and it didn't give me the return on investment like my money I spent on coaching did. And that's just me being for real. Okay? So, I'm going to say this has been a great chat. Do we have any questions? Yes or no? Was this helpful? Yes or no? Do you have any questions about pricing your products? Do you have any questions about content, growing your business, mindset, all the things? If you don't have any questions, thanks for joining. You can book a sales call with me at KristenMaximizer.com. The link's in my bio on TikTok and Instagram. It's in the description box of YouTube. Book a free sales call and let's chat about what it would look like to work together to create consistent content that's going to lead to consistent sales for your business. You need mindset, you need a pivot. Let's do this. If you're on TikTok, fill out the form and I'll get you on the email list. I'll do it before I go to bed. Before I go to bed, I'll get you on the email list. Definitely helpful and filled out the form. Perfect. Looking forward to chatting with you soon. Anybody else? So this ends my lives for the week. I've gone live 5 days. Shout out to Crystal. And my next live is scheduled for Sunday. I do have to work my side hustle on Sunday. So I may trade Sunday for Saturday and not go live on Sunday because I got to drive back home on Sunday. But we'll see. I most likely am going to go live again on Saturday. So you're going to get Saturday or Sunday, probably not both, just because I have to travel. And we'll see how I feel. But if I get home at a decent time, best believe I'm going to be right in this bed on live again because my goal is to go live 20 to 22 times per month. And I think I might only need a couple more lives to reach that quota for this month. Live is my main, I've decided live is my main form of content. It is the way that I like to show up most in my business. And as it being my business, I get to decide. And I was feeling some kind of way where I was like, I just want to go live the most. And it's like, just do it. So I went live. That's the 4th. Did I go? I didn't go live on the 5th. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've already gone live 17 times this month. So 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'll hit 22 exactly. So I just need to do 5 more. So anywho, I love going live. That is my core content strategy. And then I post one long form YouTube video a week on my YouTube channel. For October, I'm doing 2 a week. But moving forward, I'll be doing 1 a week. But then I'll be doing 5 lives a week. So that's pretty much 5 hours of video content a week. 6 actually, well, five, we'll say 5 hours. Because I go live between 45 minutes to an hour. Because like right now, I've gone live for 1 hour and 1 minute. And I usually do my live for about an hour every time I go live. I hate it. Don't have much to talk about. Okay. That's because we got to get a content strategy for you. First off, you got to get clear on what you're selling. You got to get clear on your service. You got to get clear on your ideal clients. So there's a lot to talk about. And you don't have to start with live. I suggest live being a part of your strategy, but you don't have to start with live. We start with pre-recorded content and then we add in lives from there. But once you get clear on everything, you'll have a lot to talk about. You don't feel like you have a lot to talk about right now because you don't have a core focus, right? You're on Printify, but you're feeling like you want to sell a service. So number one, we got to sit with yourself and figure out like, what's my direction? I pivoted so much in my business because when things start to feel some kind of way, I'm like, I got to fix it so it feels good to me. You know what feels good to Crystal right now? Going live 5 days a week and posting 1 video. And I looked at my analytics with my biz bestie because she's the data woman. And it was like, okay, my data supports that I can post a YouTube video a week and I can post, go live 5 times a week. I was even going to incorporate a shorts plan on my TikTok. I mean, on my YouTube, but I don't even know if I'm going to do that now. I was thinking about it. I don't even know if I'm going to do it. I mean, I can, but I'm like, I might just stick to long form over there. Because that's really been the best thing for me personally. So I'll see. The shorts are cool, but the 3-minute shorts is what I really want. So we going to upload those. Anywho, I've pivoted my business multiple times to fit what I want to do. Pivoting from teaching women how to save money to teaching women how to make money I'm saying it's difficult because I had to let something go that like made me, but it was easy because it's like I no longer want to do that front facing. I still coupon. I would just coupon today, okay? But I realized that I didn't want to be known as the couponing girl. I wanted to help women make a bigger impact. And now I want to help women make an impact with their content because you can make a lot of money from your content. You can make a lot of sales from your content. I've made close to $400,000 from organic content. So it's possible. I'm living proof. I've seen it. It has worked. So I was like, that's what I want to help people more with is making money. And now specifically making sales from your content because it's possible. So you just, once you get your focus, it'll be easy. Yeah, but since 2019. So I got my first YouTube check January of 2019. And since January 2019, between selling my coaching programs, collaborations, brand deals, affiliates, I've been able to make close to $400,000, which is kind of insane. Next year, I'll get over the $400,000 mark of totality in my business. And that would have been like 400,000 in 6 years, which is crazy to me. I'm like, flabbergasted, flabbergasted that I've been able to do that. Like Crystal on her own has been able to generate that much money with no 9 to 5. This is business and side hustles with 99% of that money coming from content, which is absolutely amazing, amazingly insane. And I'm so grateful, right? Content allowed me to get there. Has not been easy, but I wouldn't trade this hard for a 9 to 5 hard. So I'm gonna work my business, I'm gonna do my side hustles, and I'm gonna make it shake. Okay. So now I'm just ranting and raving about God knows what. So I'm gonna go. She said, well, you checked with the boss, just do it. Right? Right. You could break these into shorts because you're dropping gems positively. So it's funny that you say that. So what I do is over on TikTok actually, after you're live, TikTok gives you highlights. And basically what my plan is to take my TikTok highlights that I posted on TikTok and put them on YouTube. So that's basically what I'm gonna do, is take clips of this. And I wanted to do it for November. I'm gonna be very busy next week because November 1st is on November 1st. And I have to do my hair. I have to record the rest of my November long form videos. And then I gotta sit down a day and pull all the TikTok clips from TikTok and put them on YouTube. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not. And I would like to start doing that for November 1st. So I just gotta sit down and do the work. But I probably should. It will be to my benefit if I did it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking the TikTok clips and bringing them over to YouTube Shorts. And I need to get working on that. Cool. But I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here again. You can fill out my TikTok form or go to the KristenMaximizer.com, join my email list, book a sales call, and we can chat about working together. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Build a Business with Chris, Build a Business with KRYS. All of my live replays will be there as well. Okay? So thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm so excited because I'm going to Disney tomorrow. Oh. I have annual passes to Disney, but tomorrow's a little special trip. I'm not crying because of the date. My eyes are very tired. But when I take my glasses off, I can't see none of y'all comments. But I'm going to Disney tomorrow and I'm so excited. So excited. All right, I'm going for real this time. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all on Saturday or Sunday. Probably Saturday. I might give myself Sunday off. We're going to see. But y'all have a good night and I'll see you later. Bye.